Thank you. Very good evening, sir. Sir, my presentation is divided into 5 parts, and its named mission is Suraksha Chakra in the section of cyber crime management. The first part I will deal with the need of the mission, and then goals of the mission, initiative outcome, key takeaway for the initiatives, challenges and innovation to overcome it, and lastly, future roadmap. Sir, so this is an initiative of the Special Task Force Uttarakhand Police. It has been implemented since January 2021, and its need arises because there is a steady rise in the incidence of cybercrime over the last 4 years, as is evident from the increasing registration of complaints on NCRP, that is National Cyber Crime Reporting Portal, and registration of FIRs under IT Act 2000. In this context, Uttarakhand Police has formulated and implemented a detailed and comprehensive cyber police policy in the month of March 21. With the emergence of internet-based economics and digital payment system, the financial implications of the cyber crime are colossal. In Uttarakhand, the share of financial cyber complaints in the total cyber crime complaints have increased from 57% into year 2018 to 71% 2020, and estimated last year 80% in 2021. Sir, as per the report of Center for Strategic and International Studies, CSIS, in its report, Economic Impact of Cyber Crimes, that is no slowing down, has concluded that nearly 1% of global GDP, that is almost 600 billion USD, is lost to cybercrime each year. This is a global estimate. And Uttarakhand is a state where almost over 80% of the land is hilly area, and accessibility to public offices for dispute resolution can be challenging. It's very challenging here, sir. So there is a need to prioritize the victim-oriented policing that we are focusing, especially women and children. So these are the goals of the mission. These are goals of the mission. Sir, the core of the policy and our mission is victim-oriented policing, sir. Second is minimum response time, because when the response time is large, then the victim don't get the relief at the time, then the justice delays, sir. The third is focused on capacity building, which is part of training, regular training we are doing. So this is capacity building. Fourth is priority on women and children cyber offenses. Fifth is joint action against organized cyber crime and criminals. And next is a coordination with international agencies and national agencies, data digitalization and cyber intelligence. And lastly, sir, awareness with latest modus operandi of criminals are coming, cyber crimes are coming. So we are making public regularly, making public aware through social media and personally also through school and colleges, and everywhere our team is going and doing the awareness. Next. Under the victim-oriented policing with special emphasis on women and children, we have initiated a zero FIR concept, sir, which was recognized earlier also by MHA also. This concept is that if someone comes at a police station, especially we have 2 state-level police stations, cyber police station in Uttarakhand. So if someone complains at cyber police station, then we register a zero FIR, and it passes on to the concerned police station, and they registered on the crime number and they take necessary action. So over the last 1.5 years, almost more than 1.5 years, we have registered over 800 zero FIR. So victims don't have to roam about from one PS to another for the jurisdictional issues or any other issue. Second is, sir, we have initiated standardized pro forma for complaints, because generally cyber complaints, the victim don't know how to write the cyber complaints or what are the facts needed to write a complaint. So we have standardized the pro forma so that victim can write his FIR correctly. Third, sir, we have in the cyber crime police station in state level, we have established e-Thana with government notification. E-Thana is generally where we can register e-FIR. We have now started with vehicle theft and all matters of missing documents and mobile phones. So 2 issues we have now started, and later on we'll add on for another crimes also, so that e-FIR can be registered. So The key benefits of this initiative that we are bridging the gap between hilly and remote plain areas, and there is improved cyber crime reporting also, larger money refunds, faster prosecutions. We have designated courts also, unified data collection, instant relief to victims, and faith in good governance is the most important thing that this policy through this initiative, the people are getting satisfied with their complaints. And prompt registration of complaints from home providing visit to PS. Sir, we have also started 1930s, which is a national helpline 24/7. We are the third state in the country to join this MHA on a portal for this 1930. This is for cyber financial crime reporting number, sir. So this is a chart at the left side. Number of victims. So district Dehradun, when we see the cyber safe portal of MHA, the fifth position is of Dehradun, which is capital of Uttarakhand. Almost over 3,000 victims here. So it means that we have done more and more reporting through our peers through in this mission. So the position has come to fifth place as a number of victims in the Dehradun. Under minimum response time and financial cybercrime is a picture of 13 districts. There are total number of complaints which we have received online and total amount we have. The people have lost almost 22.50 crore, and almost 10% of the amount, more than 10% of the amount we have holded and freezed in the accounts and returned back to the victim. So here, all the 160 police stations, we have developed an IC mail ID, official mail ID. From there, directly the PS can mail to the bank or any other institution to get the details and block the account which is from in which the money has transferred. There's I've already mentioned that this is third state in the country to to adopt the I4C, Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center MHA platform, CCFRMS, which is Citizen Financial Cyber Fraud Reporting and Management System, sir. Helpline number 1930. Anyone 24/7 can call and report his complaint, sir. The outcome and key benefits is that we have improved reporting, larger money refunds, faster prosecution, instant relief to the victims, faith in good governance, sir. Next. Under data, digitalization, cyber intelligence, etc. Sir, we have under the cyber safe portal of MHA, sir, Uttarakhand is 7th in rank. This is 7th rank is because we are just digitalizing every cyber crime. Most every fake number, every fake account which is reported. So we have got the ranking 7th in the country, sir. We are among the top 5 states in terms of number of LEA users, sir. Most of our inspectors are trained. So we rank 5th in using this platform, sir. And 15 states in terms of amount of frauds reported on the portal, sir. We have joined also, sir, Chandigarh zone of JCCT Joint Cybercrime Coordination team for coordination at all India level, sir. And data is exchanged with I4C, sir. This is Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center, sir, under MHA, where we share the linkages of any cybercrime, so that if a person is defrauded somewhere else and the same number is used in our FIR or same account is used in our FIR, so we get the linkages and the IU can go and reach there and take the remand and do other necessary actions. The outcome is the key benefit, sir. We have started joint operations. There is operation Mewat and Jamthara, where 17 arrests we made by our team in a few days. In 2021, sir, arrests came from all over the India, sir, all corners of India. 8 foreign nationals we have arrested from the last 2021, and busted 7 fake call centers, which was running in Dehradun and nearby. So a repository is being created for diagnostic, predictive, and prescriptive and investigative purpose, sir, due to this data digitization. And next is capacity building and awareness, which was one of the most important things. So we have initiated, we have created by government notification one more cyber crime police station in the Kumaon region, because the people from Kumaon don't able to come to Dehradun from large areas. So we have initiated and pursued the government. Then one more cyber crime police station in the Kumaon region is opened in 2021. We have started IMEI based interception, because in cyber crime, the cyber fraudsters generally use fake numbers different fake numbers from a same mobile number, and we are not able to track them because the numbers are changed alternately. So we have initiated with the government, and then we have started IMEI-based interception. So it came to be very helpful because set is used almost once, and the SIM card is almost changed. So whenever the SIM card is changed, when we are taken the interception, we are easy to locate because the phone is used. Almost same phone was used by the culprits. We have different training sessions also of all the police stations. Then we are the first state. We are the first state in northern India and second all over India was organized a cyber hackathon in simultaneously at 21, and this year 2022 we are organized with IIT Roorkee. So this was the second hackathon we have organized. There is Suraksha. We have formed a Suraksha WhatsApp group with all our allies and all our stakeholders in the state, all the inspectors and the cyber police stations and cyber cells of the district, so that we exchange all the issues instantly. So the initiative we have separated largely Suraksha Chakra handbook with all the schools in soft copy and hard copy also, and to the public in general. We have started cyber bulletin also, weekly or almost a daily issue, that what are the modus operandi of the frauds. We give it to the press and it get published. Cyber awareness through our Facebook, Twitter, that's a common thing. We have to reach the remotest people in hilly region. We have started awareness through Doordarshan and Akashvani, because the people here also use this platform in the remote areas. So we have achieved the outcome through this initiative, that through hackathon we have harnessed the skills of young entrepreneurs, technical solutions we got, so that we are working on it and we'll get soon, so that we can combat this cyber crime. New initiatives and new suggestions have come. We have bridged the gap between hilly remote people and the plain area, and it has also improved cybercrime reporting systems. And we have tapped the youth of the potential also through these two hackathons, and we are in the process of many agreements between the students and some good companies. That's there's a new concept of social media intervention monitoring cell. We call it a SMIC. This is we have taken one IP-based software developed by NTRO. This is called Hydra for social media analysis. And second, we have started a digital carding system, like intelligence unit as do physically on ground. So we do on social media. The people who post different type of vulgar post, or they troll any woman or child, or any issue they post on law and order situations, or any communal post. So we make the digital carding of the person, his IP address we get, we verify the person who is posting, who are his followers, what background is. So this is a system we have developed of digital carding, and we have created digital volunteers. These are the students, academicians, and many respected persons. We have added a group, and they generally post our version, official version, or in time of crisis, they generally give the versions of government also. This is the true fact. So to subside anything flaring on social media, we have cyber volunteers also, 140 plus cyber volunteers, which work for the promotion of police work, and also at the time of crisis when wrong news is floated in the social media. This is a system, how it works. As the source we get from intelligence, digital volunteers, and there is our training center, DITEC. We get the feeds from these agencies, and our cell that is called SMIC, Social Media Intervention Cell. It monitors in 24/7. Whenever there is need comes on, to give its official version is given. Positive counter is made by digital volunteers and cyber volunteers. Then we also pursue for content removals by posting on that is the spam, it's a fake news. Then we also do the counseling. If someone is posting the wrong news, then we call in for the counseling to the local police. We give the number and details. So the local police call in for the counseling that this news is not good. Yeah, you are posting a communal news. And after all, if something legally has to be done, then FIR or some preventive action is taken by the local police. So the outcomes are, there is a more and more vigilance over the social media post. Miscreants upload incendiary profiling is done. The profiling is almost done. Effective in dealing with cases of online trolling, harassment of women, children, and other vulnerable sections. And it eliminates the delay also. We get the feeds from our social volunteers. It is also very helpful in controlling law and order situations which arise through objectionable content time to time. And digital volunteers, they provide a very positive counter narrative to incendiary posts to avoid this chaotic conditions which arise and give turn up to law and order issues. We have also, sir, initiated under this project a financial fraud unit, because now at times we are observing from 1 or 2 years that almost all the cyber crimes have turned into a financial organized crime. So we have also started a financial fraud unit, and we have proposed for a economic offense thana also for this organized cyber frauds also. We have initiated, sir, this is our state is the first we started that banning of use the banning of unregulated deposit at 2009 in a power bank scam. This is a very big scam related to the because one of the scheme was uploaded on Play Store, and over 10 millions of people have downloaded in 3 months, and over 250 FIRs registered all over India, and many arrests were made in Bangalore, especially Bangalore, Uttarakhand, and Delhi. So it was a big fraud, over 500 crores, and now many such fake apps are coming through Play Store or any digital platforms, and people they lure the people and they take away the money. So we have registered first this all over all national level case and solved this through this our mission. Sir, we have, in Uttarakhand also we have noticed that illegal chit funds and this type of frauds are mushrooming. So we have started registering through many cases through this financial fraud unit, which is a part of this mission. And generally in newspapers also we see very fake advertisements numbers for installing tower or investment. So we identify these fake numbers and then report to the concerning, and we have over 1,500 numbers we identified and reported, and they were removed from different social media platforms. Then other is, sir, coordination with different agencies, sir, that we are doing. And last is, second last is, sir, what are challenges and innovations to counter, sir? I'd like to focus that due to steady rise in incidents of cyber crime and saying this, the problem is colossal. So the challenges are there to digitalize the criminal, their records, and also this is multi-jurisdictional task, borderless crime. So coordination is also needed with different agencies, different state agencies, and most important is that when victim lost money through any cyber fraud, he instantly wants the relief that his money should be returned. He doesn't want FIR or any other legal action. He just wants that his money should be returned, or if accused is nabbed, then his money should come. So keeping focus all these things, we have initiated, sir, this concept of restoration of zero FIR, EFIR. Then we have 1930 helplines through which instantly we can give relief if the victim can complain on 1930 24/7. Then we have started as a social media intervention cell, seeing the menace of the social media for creating this law and order situation sometimes. Then we have a Suraksha group for our LES so that we can share instantly the issues or the modus operandi or what things going on in cyber crime presently. Then we have created, sir, 13 in 13 district CO operations post, which monitor in the district about the cyber crime issues. So there is dedicated guested officer. After the innovation of this scheme, it was ordered from the police headquarters, and 13 districts have 13 guested officers, CO ops.
Sir, sorry to interrupt you. I request you please conclude now.
Yes. The last is a future roadmap with the integration. 193 we have done, now we have done integration with ERS also 112. If public don't remember 1930, then he can directly call 112 and the call is forwarded to our control room and we handle the cyber crime situation. What is the complaint? Next, we have proposed few cyber thanas due to the hilly regions, 6 places. It is also under process, and we are started monthly or weekly this cyber jagrukta weeks also or months also, so to make aware about the cyber crime and modus operandi which are coming to lure the public. And this all. And lastly, I would like to conclude that this initiative has given a positive response, and people has developed faith that police can help in the cyber crime issues also, especially women and children. We take priorities cases on women and children, where trolling or any other issue has come, and we are registering cases also. As the figure shows, 800, more than 800 cases we have registered after starting this mission. So that's all from my side. Thank you.
Jury members.
Thank you, sir. Very comprehensive presentation covering almost all the aspects of cyber crime. But I think the real benefit will come when you make it online, because Uttarakhand is a very hilly state and where it is difficult to come to citizens, to police stations to register their complaints. So please make it online so that more and more people can take the benefit of that. This is my
Sure, sir.
observation.
Sir, would you like to throw some light on, like you have mentioned that zero FIR and some crime has happened. So are you really being able to help to the people? Because until unless the case go to the court and then only the money is being normally refunded or it should come back. So
Sir, I would like to, sir, clear it, sir. Zero fire is a concept, sir, because victim of cybercrime generally roam about different peers where the incident happened, how we'll write the FIR. So there is a dedicated two cyber crime police station in the state, sir. One is in Kumaon region, which handles 6 districts, and 7 districts under Garhwal region. So when the victim comes here, we write his FIR, we help him, guide him also, and register zero FIR. Zero FIR means place of occurrence is somewhere else, almost 200 kilometers another PS. So we write it here and then forward it to the concerning district, so that the victim has not to go from one place to another to file his FIR. This is the one case, sir, where he wishes to file his FIR. Second is, sir, 1930 is the instant relief system, where 24/7 if the victim calls this number, then there is a dedicated team, and he takes the detail from the victim and just forward it to the mail it to the this portal of MHA, then post it on the portal about all the details where the money went to another account, or to some wallet also. And the process is just a systematic process. Then one to another bank it will go, and if the money is not withdrawn immediately or within few hours, then the questioned money amount is holded and returned back in a 3 to 4 days. It returned back to the account of the victim. So this is a digitalized process, and we have almost recovered almost last this year also 2.30 crores of rupees we have refunded or freezed in the account of the so victim will get a relief after few days.
okay, so the fast action
So
helps to the citizens to get their money back.
sir,
Okay, thank you very much.
thank you, sir. Sir, this presentation is also divided into 5 parts. Sir. First is the need of the mission. Second will be the goals of the mission. Third will be what is the groundwork and modus operandi. Sir. Fourth will be challenges and initiative to counter the challenges. And fifth will be few future plans and expansion plans. Sir, sir, as you know, sir, sir, this initiative we have started in the January 2022 this year, sir. As everyone aware, sir, international border with Nepal is 275 kilometers, China is about 350 kilometers, and we are bordering, sir, Himachal Pradesh and UP. Sir, major contact point is the backward and forward. Major contact is the point, sir, the backward and forward linkages of narco routes extend up to all parts of the country, especially UP, Bihar, Jharkhand, Northeast states, Delhi, Haryana, and Punjab, sir. Sir, few climatic conditions in regions like Uttarkashi or some remote areas, where favorable for opium and poppy cultivation also. Then there is cannabis, cherus also. So the menace is larger here related to the growth of this poppy and everything, sir. Sir, one is the major concern is that due to industrial development and Sitkul coming here, more companies coming here, sir. So the outcome of the influx of the outsider is more here. More and more people are coming here, and due to educational hub also, sir, many hundreds and thousands of students are coming here every day for the coachings and for the different schools, boarding schools. So it's a major educational hub. This is the considering all these things, sir. We have started this mission, sir. This is called Mission Health, sir. What are the goals of the mission, sir? Sir, first was that disrupting and dismantling illicit network trading of harmful counterfeit drugs in the local and Indian market affecting the health of the people. Sir, we are focused on this because there are many pharmaceutical companies here based from 2020 and which are closed in 2015 and they are leased out for some other purposes. And this started after a few years. They started this pharmaceutical company started making counterfeit drugs. So we got the intelligence on that, and then we started this mission. The second was the goal that to bring systematic changes in the anti-narcotics framework in the state by a comprehensive policy formulations. And third was to bring systematic changes in narcotics surveillance of the and of the first time and the repeat offenders, and to put place a system of property seizure through financial investigation and preventive detention, and to retard the organized narco crime and seizing narcotics and psychotropic substances, taking backward and forwarded linkages, which covered under 27A of NDPS Act, 29 Section 29 of NDPS Act. So this mission started when we got the verified input that few pharmaceutical companies are working in a region of Haridwar and doing preparing fake drugs also. Then we started acting on verified source of information. We formed the teams and dedicated teams done circular servo 3 to 4 months. Then we identified the persons and locations engaged in the illicit network. Then simultaneously, we have raided the operations forming different locations, arresting persons responsible for the entire demand supply chain. And lastly, coordination with the drug department because we don't have the direct jurisdiction to verify about this counterfeit drugs. So we have taken drug inspectors of different districts and we have talked to health department also to coordinate so that better result can come. Next. So these are the FIRs registered, and then we have registered on spot 6 persons. Then there was we have recovered almost 15 lakhs tablets also and many branded things there from the possession of this few factories. Next. These are the seized items. What we have seized, that is a full-fledged factory running under the guise of pharmaceutical companies. Next. So this was the modus operandi which is followed almost nationwide, and here also that carried out from shut down factories and rented warehouse. They started in the name of pharmaceutical manufacturing. They have started the company. They use the raw materials and employees of the pharmaceutical companies. We are rejected materials of the pharmaceutical company or the employed laborers of the closed pharmaceutical companies. They manufactured in the name of big branded companies, and they in place of any salt, they use generally starch to prepare these tablets. Next is a package and box supplied in Indian market through courier services. The new modus operandi is that they don't send through transport, they send it through courier services in disguise of some courier services. Then the next modus was for supply to the local market. Cash for supplying of states transactions were made through UPI and bank transfers. No cash transactions were done so that if any intelligence we get from on the ground, no cash was recovered. Then division of work infrastructure, providers, suppliers of raw materials, manufacturers, machine operators, packaging persons, printers, and suppliers to the market. And then supply chain was to almost Andhra Pradesh, Kolkata, Varanasi, Gorakhpur that we established in the investigation. These are the challenges we faced in the operation, that identifying members of the illicit network because network was so big and extended to many states. Then catching the culprits red-handed because if the recovery is not done, then the case almost falls loose in the court. Then documentation of the recoveries because so many machines were recovered, and packaging systems were recovered, tablets were recovered, different types of materials recovered. So documentation was also issued to in the course of the investigation. Then requirement of the expertise knowledge because in the police we don't know how to gather this type of information or how to gather this type of means to make further of this type of health issues when it comes to counterfeit medicines and all. Then there is interagency coordination. So also because police can register cases in IPC, we have registered in IPC, but we have to involve the drug inspector and other health department officials for this raid. And then establishing forward banker linkages and financial trail, because that was very important. So what we have done in this mission health operation, that we are trying to done all these things. Next. And then, sir, policy formulation, what we have done, and regarding enforcement issues, sir, we have constituted a 3-tier anti-narcotic task force in the state, which is a nodal state agency. And then there's a district anti-task force, and there is a Thana level task force with dedicated officers and manpower. The second is the financial investigation under 68 as this we have initiated for the first time in the state this year, and arrested 7 people from Bareilly and Saharanpur, nearby bordering Uttarakhand. And the property were seized over 1 crore, and the case is under trial. Second step, what we have started this year also, sir, preventive detention under PIT NDPS Act. Sir, we have the powers for detaining any habitual criminal who is involved in narcotics trade. So we have detained one person. An advisory board of Honorable High Court is also formed regarding this PIT NDPS Act. And sir, we have started this for preventive detention. One case we have done, and now we are taking away more criminals for this PIT NDPS. Then we have done, sir, arresting under section 27(9), 27A and 29. This is almost very useful sections, because NDPS generally was limited to possession. When we arrest anyone with the possession of narcotics, we generally book him under different sections of narcotics. But this time we have arrested those persons also who are financially aiding and abetting the crime. So we have also identified those dealers also, and 23 persons we have arrested under these sections. And then also imposed gangster at also in 15 cases. Those were forming gangs to as an organized network. They are running network here. So we have done also this under this mission. And these are the figures: 980 kgs of charas, 881 kgs Doda, 65 kgs opium, and this is recovered. But almost in the last 2.5 years, this operation started from last year, this year only. But last 2.5 years, there is a good. We have done registered 5234 FIRs, and almost 6,000 people who are involved in this trade were arrested. Lastly, the future expansion is that we want that we are coordinating with the agencies like NCB also and other agencies also, and we are focusing on training and awareness, because till date the drugs menace generally police also ignored and the public also ignores it. Now it is coming overhead. So we have started awareness programs also. Different ADCs, anti-drug committees are formed in different colleges and institutes, which monitor and report to us about any such activity in school and colleges. And we have also started for public participation. So last year we have organized a marathon, and this year also we are organizing a marathon on 30th October. The motto will be the run against drugs and run for unity. So we are tapping the all youth of the colleges, schools, and people. So to make it an issue, so run against drugs, we have taken the this year motto also. Then we are focused on, apart from enforcement, reformation also. So we have started a counseling centers here also, so that youth can be brought into the mainstream. And lastly, sir, this project has now started, and as a health mission health, we have taken enforcement and reformation side by side, taking counseling, awareness, and also we are implementing new sections, deterring sections of the NDPS Act, so that the organized crime and criminals can be curbed, sir. Thank you.
Sir, very good presentation. In fact, your efforts are really appreciable, and this is a very special area where even police and citizens are not that informed about this menace. But anyhow, since you are making sufficient efforts, definitely it will be implemented in a strict force with police force. I appreciate your efforts. But sometimes these medical store people, I know in UP, in a village, these medical store people, they themselves are responsible for supplying the drugs. In the name of medicines, they are supplying the drugs. So you have to keep a watch on that. And your work heavily depends on the intelligence inputs also. Because police itself has a large number of work to do. Intelligence inputs are also critical and crucial for your success. Otherwise, excellent work, sir. Thank you, please.
Sir, have you thought of using GIS mapping so that you can identify different areas or in your state?
Sir, we are taking a map, sir, satellite mapping from ADRI, sir. ADRI is a satellite base, sir, in Bangalore, sir, institute. We are taking satellite images because the poppy season when it grows up. So we get a regular satellite imagery from ADRI also, sir. And this year, sir, we have proposed with district administration from, we are taking few drones to monitor because here is a hilly region. We can't go and search every place and many parts of the place Uttarakhand is under revenue villages, so police don't have a direct jurisdiction to enter there. So we are using drone. We are planning to use drone also to monitor, and we are using satellite images also for sir to monitor the poppy cultivation.
Okay, good. Really serious efforts you have put in. All the best to you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good evening, jury member.
Good evening. You please carry on.
This is regarding zero pendency policy in citizen service delivery. I'm representing District Office Jalandhar. I'm Deputy Commissioner Jalandhar. Jaspreet, I'm 2014 batch IAS. Punjab has always been a front runner as far as service delivery is concerned. So we initiated at the state level, we had an act called Punjab Right to Service Act 2011, which was further amended and renamed as Punjab Transparency and Accountability in Delivery of Public Services Act 2018. So under this act, the public service delivery channels have been established, which are primarily two. One is your Suvidha Kendras, wherein all services related to all the government department is being provided. Another one is Sanj Kendra, where our services related to police department in particular are being provided. So government came up with this new policy that they'll be establishing these Sanj Kendras and Suvidha Kendras at the various locations throughout the district. As on date in Jalandhar itself, we have 35 Seva Kendras. They've been around 400 plus services which are being provided. Mainly these services are government to citizen services. For example, any sort of certificates, renewal of arm licenses, birth and death certificates, registration of marriages, and business to citizen services. Similar to your PAN, GST registration, telecommunication services, bills for electricity, and on all these kind of services. Primarily the motive was that Seva Kendra should be a one-stop center. Citizen need not to visit multiple number of offices for availing multiple number of services. So this was the ethos behind establishing these Seva Kendras. And I'm very proud to say that Jalandhar has been a front runner, and they've been almost zero pendency. The ethos behind the act was that these services has to be provided within time. But given the kind of machinery, given the kind of government setup we are dealing with, there are always very high chances that these services, even after the act has been in place, would be delayed. So we worked really hard and ensure that whatever service is being provided it is within the stipulated time, number one. And number two, we reduce our pendency to the zero. So I'll just share briefly what has been the success mantra for Jalandhar. So I'll tell you what is the ecosystem which we have. The very first of all, there is a software called eSeva, which is developed by Department of Governance Reform, Government of Punjab. We have around 35 operational Seva Kendras. There are various kind of Seva Kendras, type 1, which is at the district level, type 2, which is at the Tehsil level, and type 3 Seva Kendras, which are located mainly in the major towns or major villages of the district. So we adopted this policy of zero pendency since 2020. The moment somebody submits their request, they've been given a receipt. So it is again processed, and within timeline, it is being delivered to the concerned person. So this is basically the process flow. Regarding the zero pendency, the pendency aimed at number one, to provide transparent, convenient, and a time-bound service delivery. When I say transparent, there are always chances that there are various touts, agents who are roaming around the government offices and ensuring that we'll get your work done at the fastest time possible, or they'll be charging more than the concerned fee charged by any of the government departments. So primarily the motive was that we provide a transparent governance. Second was to reduce disparities which we have between the urban and the rural areas. Jalandhar has approximately around 3,200 square kilometer of area. So Jalandhar being the town, probably it is very easy to access all sort of government services within the timeline in the city. But the problem was that what about somebody who is sitting along the river Satluj? He should also have the minimize distress in terms of that he need any service, it should be delivered to him within timeline and without any hassle. So one of the major impact of our policy has been there been a change in the outlook of public service delivery. How now more and more number of citizens are applying most of the government services as well as their business to citizen services through the Seva Kendras. This been a major impact on our behavior as far as the government public service delivery is concerned, and secondly about the trust of the government, trust of the public on the government system. So we have 5 components. The very first is the advanced planning. When I say advanced planning, wherein every weekend, which means starting from tomorrow, I'll be sitting with my team and ensuring that which are the number of applications which are being sought after most. Let's say, for example, there is a time when admission season is on. So particularly your birth certificate, caste certificate, residency certificate, border area certificates, or rural area certificates. These would be the more we'll see more of the influx. So we plan in advance and set up more number of centers or sensitize our staff that, okay, you need to be put in sharp on 9, you have to be in office and ensure that by the time in the evening you leave, there is no pendency there. Then we have a feedback loop wherein we keep on calling randomly across the citizens that what have been their experience in terms of the kind of service being delivered over there, or were they in connection with any sort of a tout or somebody charging more money than it was required. Process re-engineering has been that there are various kind of reports within the government, because generally the report for any kind of a certificate, be it your caste certificate, be it a certificate on residence or any other kind of certificates which are required, they are there and multiple number of reports are being sought, and most of the time it is the same report which keeps on being copied by a junior level clerk or a patwari and ends up in my table. So we ensure that there is a very simple same format and it is not repeated without it being required. On the monitoring part, every morning around 8:30 in the morning, we get the report from eSeva portal, wherein we ensure that the last day's pendency, even if it is there, we try to ensure that even if 1 or 2 applications are there, we our concerned persons call the concerned clerk and ensure it is being sorted there and then. Sensitization part, we keep on encouraging our staff members, we keep on encouraging public who've been, because there are various number of services. Most of the time, somebody who is applying for a service, he's not even sure that what is it that the documents required. So we developed some sort of a checklist for each and every 340 service. We ensure that the moment the file is complete, it is being delivered to our Seva Kendra's counter and then it is processed within the time frame. So I'll just share you the impact. If you can see the screen, in 2019, we were just processing 1,500 applications a day. In 2020, 21, 22, we've been able to process it to 11,562. As on date, when I'm speaking to you, there are only 2 applications which are pending. And these 2 applications are basically regarding area of extension of an arm license. The powers to delegate the same are with the Department of Home, Government of Punjab. So the only pendency as on date is of these 2 applications which are pending out of 3,77,478 applications which we received during this time frame. And we've been ranked number 1 in Punjab. They've been almost 10-fold increase in the number of applications that we've been receiving, and absolute zero pendency as far as service delivery of public services is concerned. So impact has been that our number of grievances about the public service, it is being reduced. There is a portal separately wherein every citizen whosoever faces any kind of a challenge, they keep on complaining about the government services. We have very less number of complaints. Most of them are there wherein you see that somebody probably could not apply it on time, or there was some document missing and he has to go through this entire process again. There is a culture of advanced planning and disposal. As I told you, depending upon the season, depending upon what kind of service would be sought, we plan in advance and ensure that there is a disposal by the end of the day. In terms of process re-engineering at the district level, now there is a service called countersign service, wherein, let's say, if I had one of the documents signed, now somebody in the embassy may say that I need to get it countersigned. So I have delegated my powers to the level of superintendent just to ensure that by the time it ends my table, it is already being done, and I monitor it that there is no pendency other than the level defined of its disposal. We have a policy of mapping the gaps, wherein we see that, okay, there is a service, let's say a service regarding marriage certification or marriage registration. So number of time, Dwaba being a NRI belt, we see number of applicants who are living abroad. So either of the spouse is supposed to visit here. So in case somebody is living abroad, instead of calling them over here, we may probably go for a video call, or in terms of some other certification, in terms of getting an power of attorney from the spouse, or any other document which verifies that yes, this person is not over here, and we prioritize giving service to such kind of people. There's been a major challenge in terms of what has been the before and after. Earlier, we used to have a delay in processing. Now we have a very citizen-centric governance model wherein things are done on time. There's been a delay in public service delivery. Prompt services are being delivered. I told you, out of 3,77,000 applications, only 2 applications are pending, which are at the state level. Earlier, there used to be a lot of inconvenience to citizens. Now our maximum processing time is, which is of marriage registration, because number of photographs of both the bride and the bridegroom and their families need to be taken. That has been the maximum, and it is around 25 to 30 minutes. Only because of the strong monitoring and assessment that we do. Lack of acknowledgement and communication to the citizen. But now what we have is, the moment somebody registers on the portal or applies, he is being sent a SMS also, the registration number of his application, as well as a physical copy of the receipt is also provided. Malpractices, as I told you, the reason was to introduce more number of more transparency into the governance system. Now we have a very almost nil number of, let's say, touts or any agents who are roaming around in the government offices, which is generally the trend. Earlier, there was a difficulty in monitoring. Now we keep on calling people and keep on monitoring that how satisfied our citizens have been. And because of this COVID pandemic, we've been doing really well. Number of our applications were processed online, and somebody applying from home, and our staff members sitting at their home itself and finishing that job. Scope of improvement, we've been still at the zero pendency. We keep on improving our services in terms of reducing the time frame that somebody has to apply. Somebody who is sitting in standing on my counter, I try that it is not maximum more than a 30-minute job, and we finish it by providing checklist to the citizens. And at the reception itself, we have 2 or 3 counters wherein anyone who is an illiterate or not been able to fill the form, particularly in vernacular Punjabi, it is being filled free of cost without charging even a single penny from any of the person who is visiting the Seva Kendras. In terms of process re-engineering, one of the example is our income certification verification. So rather than having number of affidavits being filed, or somebody visiting a oath commissioner and getting their income being certified, most of these document has been on a self-declaration basis, and the report of Patwari as well as the concerned Tahsildar, Naib Tahsildar, that's how we get to know that, okay, this person is living over there and this would be his maximum income. We have a Seva Kendra, which is a model Seva Kendras, wherein all sort of services are being provided, and it is very well kept. And It also won number of awards, as I told you, are being #1 position as far as pendency throughout the state is concerned. On the legacy record, because these services were started in the year 2011 onwards. So there are various documents which are legacy documents. Now we have started digitizing those legacy documents. So wherein anyone who is even coming to us and asking for a photocopy of their income certificate or their caste certificate or their marriage registration being done in 1970s. So we'll try to provide it within no time. In terms of scalability, we started with very less number of Seva Kendras. As on date, we have 35 within the Jalandhar district, and they've been providing services even to the ground level, where we have our major number of villages being established. That's it. That's all from my side. Any question, query is most welcome. Thank you.
Sir, to the point, very pinpointed presentation. In fact, I appreciate your Seva Kendra network, which you have indicated that there are 35 centers. But still, I wonder why in government offices, particularly in RTO type offices, there are so many middlemen roaming here and there. Can't we, as an administrator, can't we take some action on this?
As far as RTO office is concerned, I'll just briefly tell sir about what is the mechanism being followed. We have a post of regional transport administrative authority, which is established, let's say, for Jalandhar and 2-3 more districts. They are an independent autonomous body. They work under Department of Transport. And as far as their connection with us is concerned, we do appoint one of our person whenever there is inspection of any old vehicles. In fact, a number of touts roaming around these offices, and this is a phenomena probably not only related to Punjab or probably to other states, but as far as Jalandhar district is concerned, there have been very lesser number of instances where we came to know all such things being done, and whenever we get to know this, we take a very strict action on that. In fact, this registration of vehicle, this is one thing which Punjab has done, that the moment you are getting a new car out of your vendor, you can get the RC right from there itself. You need not to visit the RTO office. So that has already minimized the interaction of let's say a tout or an agent to a new car owner.
In fact, these middlemen have created a mess. In fact, they also blame the government officers. Just create an impression that no sir, ये पैसा ऊपर नीचे से ऊपर तो सबको जाता है. But this is very ridiculous. Even in today's world, when everything is in digital mode, I think there is a need to fix this issue.
We've been working on it, and whenever we get to know all such instances,
Sure.
we deal them very strictly.
Not only in your state or your district, it is a universal phenomena from in every district. Thank you, please.
Thank you. I don't have any specific question. Very good presentation you have given, and idea of zero pendency, that too in government sector, is wonderful idea, and if you have achieved it, is really remarkable.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Additional Collector, I am Pawan Kumar, Additional Collector, DRDA from Kadalur district. So our intervention, the intervention is named as groundwater improvement through check dam and dug well linkage in the water test blocks of Mangalore and Nellore in our districts. So this is the basic profile of the Kadalur district. Kadalur district is a coastal district of the Tamil Nadu, and it is having a coastal length of more than 65 kilometers attached to Bay of Bengal. So the district has 14 blocks and 683 village panchayats, and the rural population of the district is 20 lakhs as per 2011 census. And as an additional feature, Kadalur district is having 5 rivers, and 5 rivers are merging the Bay of Bengal at various intervals. And another peculiar nature of the district is that the district is having water flow, that is flow of rivers from northeast to southwest. So that is the basic flow of the rivers. And if you observe the topography of the district, it is mostly plain. and the coastal blocks are hardly having the mean sea level above 1 meter from the sea. So this is one of the peculiar nature of the district by which we have taken this intervention. Keeping this background, I am presenting the further details. And this is the classification of revenue firkas of the district. So out of the 32 firkas in the districts, as per the Central Groundwater Board Assessment Report 2020, the district is having 6 overexploited firkas and 1 critical and 12 semi-critical firkas. I am keeping this data as a base since our intervention is mostly concentrated in the overexploited firka of Pennadam, semi-critical firka of Sirupakam, Tittakudi East, Tittakudi West, and the critical firka of Toldur, which is in the westernmost part of the district. So, as an additional data, so what we have done, we have taken these critical, semi-critical and overexploited firkas, the village panchayats in these firkas, and we have assessed the groundwater levels before the commencement of our intervention. So these are the water test blocks. The Nallur and Mangalore blocks are having the overexploited critical and semi-critical firkas in the district. And if we can see that in the overexploited firka of Pennadam, there are 34 village panchayats. So when we say that 34 village panchayats is a huge number, and there is a significant shortage of groundwater in these areas. And in the subsequent slides, I will be explaining the basic nature of the extraction of water in these firkas. And in the critical firka, we have 17 village panchayats. That is the Toldur firka, which I explained here, the Toldur, which is the westernmost firka of the district. Then we have semi-critical firka. That is the 3 firkas, Tittakudi East, Tittakudi West, and Sirupakam firkas. They are covering 50 village panchayats. So based on this Central Groundwater Board classification, these firkas are water test firkas in the Nallur and Mangalore blocks. So this is the basic criteria for our intervention of check dam and dugwell linkage. So what we have done through keeping this data and keeping this case study in these 2 blocks, we have gone for improvement of groundwater through these 3 interventions. So the 3 interventions are that mainly we have identified the 3rd order drains and 4th order drains linking the minor irrigation tanks and ponds and Uranis of these 2 blocks. And we have identified strategic locations for check dams using the watershed based concept. And we have gone for construction of 60 check dams in the last 8 months in these 2 blocks spread across 40 village panchayats. So the check dam, if we take check dam, we have taken 52 check dams in Nallur block, 8 check dams in Mangalore block. And in addition to this, as an additional feature, because since Kadalur is always prone to floods and also it is prone to cyclones. In the last 12 years, the district has seen 10 cyclones, and the district receives on an average 1000 mm to 1200 mm of average rainfall. But one peculiar nature is that since the flow of the rivers is from northeast to southwest, most of the water drained into the rivers and the water is subsequently drained to Bay of Bengal. So keeping these 2 points and these issues in mind, we have gone for recharge pits in the channel beds to improve percolation, so that even if the check dams are full during the northeast monsoon season, there should be an increase in percolation of the rainwater and runoff water during these rainy seasons, so that extra water doesn't get drained, and also the abutting wall of the check dam doesn't get cluttered with the soil erosion. So in addition to this, as our 3rd initiative, we have added the recharge filters. So these recharge filters are taken to the individual dug wells. So as I said before, the dug wells are the major source of irrigation in these 2 blocks, as the groundwater table has gone more than 600 feet and 700 feet in these areas, and traditional bore wells are not feasible. So the farmers in this area go for digging of dug wells up to 12-meter depth with a dia of 6 meters, and they use this for irrigation for the crops, mainly sugarcane, tapioca, maize, and others. So in order to ensure that these dug wells are recharged during even normal rains or even uneven rains also, we have gone for recharge filter. The recharge filter will have 3-layer media, as we can see in the image. So this is to prevent the runoff water getting drained and getting wasted. So we have diverted the runoff water to drains to the 3-layered filter media, and this is taken up in 50 wells in these 2 blocks in the last 3 months. So our targeted intervention was to identify the 3rd order and 4th order drains. So we have identified strategic 13 surplus channels, which are linking minor irrigation tanks and ponds for construction of the check dams. So these are the 13 dams, 13 channels, and these are the panchayats which are linked to these channels. So this is the integrated map of the check dams and dug wells in these 13 channels which are identified. So as we can see, there is a major channel which is called as Varavari Vodai, which is linked to the Varangur minor irrigation tank. And this Vodai covers almost 13 village panchayats, and it's a 4th order drain, which will subsequently come and join other channels, and it will go and join the Manimukta River, which is a major river. And this river, Manimukta River, is a tributary of Vella River, and Vella River is joining the Bay of Bengal. So since the flow of the river is from northeast to southwest, so we have identified Varavari channel as a major drain, and we have identified strategic locations in this channel. And as we can see, there are other ponds which are interlinked with this Varavari Vodai and other Vodais, and it is joining the Manimukta River at various points. So this is the basic integrated map of our check dams with strategic locations. And these check dams have been constructed in the last 8 months. This work has been completed in the last month of July. So when we go for watershed-based check dams, as we can see, the Varavari Vodai, the major channel, this is a model map of one panchayat called as Kaldur, to explain how we have gone for identification of channel and the linkage of dug wells. So what we have taken up is these channels have been taken up, and strategic locations for check dams are identified, and we have mapped the number of dug wells surrounding and adjoining to these check dams, and also we have mapped the number of the total area of agriculture land and the individual dug wells which are linked to a particular farmer. And these dug wells have been used as a reference for assessment of groundwater improvement in the last 6 months. So our check dams will benefit. Like for this example, if we can see in this panchayat, we have taken 2 check dams, check dam number 1, check dam number 2, and we have also given details about capacity, that is total storage capacity of the channel. And we can see that there are 8 dug wells linked to the check dam number 1 and 6 dug wells linked to check dam number 2. So we have assessed that keeping the 50-meter adjacent dug wells adjoining both ends of both the banks of the channel, and they have taken the assessment of groundwater in these dug wells. So this is another example of in another panchayat called as Nedungulam, and we have taken 2 check dams, and the minor irrigation tank is linked, and the excess surplus water coming from the tank will also be leading to the flow of channel. And this we have mapped with the existing dug wells. So this is the assessment of our intervention. So what we have done the assessment through public works departments, that is PWD groundwater division in Tamil Nadu. So this department is having reference wells, and they also have piezometers in all the village panchayats. So we have assessed the groundwater levels of this village panchayats and compared them with the results of last year. And as an encouraging sign, we have seen an improvement of 1 meter to 1.5 meter in the dug wells of farmers, and also in the reference dug wells maintained by the public water department. So this in turn is going to lead to the improved and enhanced agriculture production by the farmers, who are mainly cultivating sugarcane, tapioca, maize, and also in some areas paddy. So these are some of the visuals of the check dams which are constructed, and the last rains in the month of July have resulted to great amount of water storage. And as we can see in the visuals, these are a very great signs of water being stored and benefiting the improvement of groundwater in the adjoining dug wells. So as an impact, what this intervention is going to give us, so out of this, the 60 check dams, it will cover 30 village panchayats, and it's going to benefit 341 dug wells belong to the farmers. And in turn, it is going to benefit irrigation for 182 acres of agriculture area. And taking the northeast monsoon season, which is going to onset in the month of October 30th and November, December, it is going to store 11.34 crore liters of water in the coming 2 months in these check dams. So the scope for replication. So what, as you can see in the visual also, so this is a check dam and there are dug wells located just within the radius of 20 meters. And this is an indication of how we have gone for replicating this intervention. So we have identified another 15 more village panchayats in the Mangalore block. We're going to replicate the same mechanism in these blocks. And this is very suitable for dug well based irrigation areas where the traditional bore wells are not possible due to depleted groundwater. And this is also ideal for wider channels, which are having a width from 10 meters to 30 meters. So this is the scope for replication. As far as innovation is concerned, as I explained before, we have recharge pits inserted in the dug well channels beds to improve percolation and to reduce the soil erosion. This is a very important intervention which you have done. And I request the jury to just give me 3 minutes so that I have a short video which will just explain in detail the overall intervention taken up by our department.
Thank you, sir.
Have taken up.
We have already seen so many type of this type of videos. Your presentation was good. We will have questions.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just if you permit 2 minutes only, sir. Just 2 minutes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme in all the 14 Panchayat unions and 683 Grama Panchayats in Kadalur district. The major objective of works taken up in this scheme are groundwater recharging and plantation covered under Natural Resource Management component. As a special initiative under MGNREGS, in 14 Panchayat unions across Kadalur district, more than 200 check dams have been completed from 2019 to July 2022 under Natural Resource Management. Kadalur district is prone to frequent cyclones and floods during northeast monsoon. Due to excess rainfall, the surplus water flows into the rivers and finally merge into Bay of Bengal. In 2021, the Central Groundwater Board published its report that village panchayats in Mangalore and Nallur Panchayat unions of Kadalur district are categorized as critical and semi-critical firkas. Traditionally, farmers of this region irrigate their crops through the dug wells. Bowel was not a supporting hand to the farmers due to poor groundwater table. Under MGNREGS scheme, the Rural Development and Agriculture Engineering Department identified the main channels linking minor irrigation tanks, ponds, and strategic locations using watershed approach to construct 52 check dams in the last 1 year. These check dams will store surplus water in the rainy season, leading to increase in the groundwater level in the dug wells located in the vicinity of 50 meters. As an additional effort to increase water absorption, recharge pits of 3 meters length and 3 meters breadth dimension with an absorption capacity of 167 cubic meter for a year are created at every 100 meter stretch in these channel beds. And as an encouraging sign, initial studies have shown increased water levels of 1 meter to 1.5 meters in the last 1 year in few dug wells located around these check dams. The average groundwater level is expected to increase and will be assessed further based on northeast monsoon rains this year. In Mangalore Union, construction of 4 check dams in Pullur Panchayat and 2 check dams in Kaduttur Panchayat are going to benefit 11 open wells and 14 open wells located in the vicinity respectively.
தடுப்பணை தண்ணீர் வீணாக சென்று கடலில் கலக்காமல் தடுப்பதற்கும் நிலத்தடி நீர் அதிகரிப்பதற்கும் அருகில் உள்ள 100 ஏக்கருக்கு மேல் உள்ள விவசாயிகள் விவசாய நிலம் பயன்பெறவும் இது உறுதுணையாக இருக்கிறது.
In total, in Mangalore Panchayat Union, in 7 panchayats, construction of 18 check dams are completed. This check dam network will benefit 106 dug wells supporting 432.5 acres of agricultural land.
அது முன்ன ஒரு ஏக்கரா அரை ஏக்கரா தான் பயிர் பண்ணுவோம், தண்ணி பத்தாத குறை. இப்போ இந்த டேம் கட்டினா பார்த்து இப்போ நல்லா தண்ணி ஊறுது. இப்போ ஒரு 5 ஏக்கர் நான் பயிர் பண்ணிக்கிட்டு இருக்கேன்.
Nallur Check Dam. Similarly, in Nallur Union, construction of 2 check dams in Vannattur Panchayat and 3 check dams in A. Agaram Panchayat are going to benefit 8 open wells and 9 open wells located in the vicinity respectively.
தண்ணி தடுப்பான கட்டின பிற்பாடு போதுமான அளவு தண்ணி இருக்குது. இப்போ வந்து 3 ஏக்கர் மரவள்ளி கிழங்கு போட்டிருக்கேன், 2 ஏக்கர் முத்து சோளம் போட்டிருக்கேன், 1 ஏக்கர் வயல் ஓட்டத்தில் வச்சுருக்கிறேன். இப்போதைக்கு போதுமான அளவுக்கு இருக்குது.
In total, in Nallur Panchayat Union, in 33 panchayats, construction of 52 check dams is completed. This check dam network will benefit 235 dug wells supporting 750 acres of agricultural land. This special initiative of check dam and dug well linkage is aimed at increasing the groundwater table in semi-critical and critical firkas by storing an approximate 11.34 crore liters of water and is part of the Jal Shakti Abhiyan Catch the Rain campaign. In addition to this initiative, through Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment.
Thank you, sir. So that was the presentation from our side.
Sir, I think you have well established this technology of using watershed development.
Yes, sir.
But now this is a fit case to be replicated in other districts also.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I think you should take up with your state government to replicate in other districts also.
Yes, sir. We have referred to our secretary and also we have sent it to our commissioner as a success story, sir. And they are considering it for replication in other districts, sir.
I think with this construction of check dams, now you have adequate water during rainy season.
Sir, now in the last month in July, sir, we had one burst of rain in these blocks. And the visuals which you are seeing, sir, they are taken from the last rain, sir. They are not taken 4 months or 5 months before, sir. And this it was taken just July end, sir. So one burst of rainwater was able to store that much of capacity. So we are expecting that November and December are the seasons, northeast monsoon for Tamil Nadu, sir. And Kadalur is one of the disaster-prone districts. But unfortunately, these 2 districts, these 2 blocks, they are located 100 kilometers away from the coastal belt. So the natural drain of the river is from the northeast to southwest. That's why it's very difficult to store the water, and the soil erosion is very high, sir. So that's why we have gone for insertion of recharge pits also, sir.
Thank you, please.
Thank you, sir.
Excellent work. Your presentation and your video clip was giving full message. All the best to you. Good
Thank
work.
you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir. I will convey this to our chairman, district collector also.
Yeah, as Mr. Sharma has said to replicate in other districts, I will suggest you to give presentation to the other states.
Definitely, sir. We will take up this, sir. And now that the feedback is given from juries, it will be further helping us to take up in coming days, sir. Thank you, sir.
District of Tenkasi. And I'll be talking about the initiative which was started by P. Akash, the DC and DM of Tenkasi district, which is the district collected helpline, which was started about a month ago. So to give you a brief overview of the district of Tenkasi, Tenkasi is a relatively new district formed only about 3 years ago from the Tirunel district of Tirunel. Overview of the district of Tenkasi. It is a relatively new district formed only about 3 years ago from the district of Tirunelveli. And as you can see, the district has an area of about 2,800 square kilometers and a population of about 14 lakhs, 10 blocks and 246 revenue villages. And as seen here in the district map, the district collectorate is based out of the town of Tenkasi, which is in the southwest corner of the district. and which is quite far from the furthest ends of the district. So with the earlier grievance redressal mechanism in the district, the petitioners had to travel about 40 to 45 kilometers from the furthest ends, catching multiple buses or trains, losing out on their daily wages to submit their grievances and petitions at the district collectorate on a Monday, wherein GDP happens. GDP is nothing but the grievance redressal day, wherein all the petitioners come and give their petitions. So they have to travel all the way, and accessibility was a main problem in terms of resolving their complaints and grievances of the public. So under the leadership of P. Akash, the district collector, an initiative was started to start a district collectorate helpline, which will help in bridging the gap between the government and the public and improving the accessibility, accountability, and active and quality grievance redressal for the public. So the district collectorate helpline was made as a 24/7 unit, wherein the public can call a toll-free number to given their grievances or any complaints or even simple queries. A dedicated team will help them in resolving their issues, completing their petitions, and also the helpline acts as a petition processing unit, wherein they do quality checks and a quality analysis of the petitions which are coming in, and process the same and ensure finally that a quality redressal is given for all the petitions which are coming in, existing and new. So a few challenges which we are facing before the start of this helpline was mainly accessibility, wherein people from far away had to travel all the way to give their grievances. And once they come here, stand in queue, give their grievances, there was no kind of a mechanism to understand the status of their petitions. So again, the petitioners had to travel all the way to even check the status of the petitions. And another issue which we found was that the quality of the petitions themselves. Many petitioners were not aware of the supporting documents which they had to provide with along with their petitions. They were not even aware of how to in what format to provide the petitions, and there are multiple other issues associated with this like this. And we also found that we were sitting on a lot of data because we have been collecting grievances on the CM's helpline portal, Mudalvarin Mugavari, of all the grievances which have come in. And we were not deep diving in and understanding what are the actual pain points of the public and which department is performing badly or which area we wanted to improve. So these were some of the challenges. And the main agenda for starting this helpline was to give a quality redressal for the public and to ensure that they were happy with the kind of response which was given by the government to their petition. And we also wanted to improve the public engagement, as there is a general understanding of the public saying that government machineries, perception of the government machinery being slow and not being responsive. And we wanted to change that and improve the public engagement with the government. And finally, we wanted to work on the petitions, the processing of the petitions themselves in tandem with the government departments, which is already working on grievances. So the solution which we implemented was initially to get the infrastructure arranged for the setting up the helpline, which is getting a toll-free number from BSNL and a server, multiple telephone lines, laptops, etc. And also to hire an all-women telecalling team from the district employment officer to empower the women in the district as well. After we had the necessary infrastructure and training done, nodal officers were appointed in each government department to act as a single point of contact so that easy and quick redressal of the grievances can be done. Training was also arranged with the departments with the helpline, and also training was conducted within the government departments to understand how we can quickly resolve the issues. And also we had started analyzing the existing petitions to understand what were the major pain points of the people, so that we can implement systemic changes in the same to eliminate the problem entirely. And we had also come up with a feedback mechanism ranking A, B, and C, wherein the quality of the redressal given was analyzed by taking feedback from the petitioners. So to deep dive into it, petitions which gathered an A meant that the petitioners were happy with the kind of response which was given by the government department. B was in wherein the petitioners were not quite aware as to why their petitions were rejected or accepted, and pending, there were some documents which were pending. And C being the petitions were closed without giving any kind of a response to the petitioners. So we started ranking the existing petitions as well. And after checking with the concerned official and also with the petitioner, the helpline team started moving the petitions rating from B to C to B and B to A. So to talk about the innovative aspects of the helpline, a helpline in itself is not a very big innovation, but the kind of scope we have with the helpline is what we are looking at in terms of the innovation which is there. So we are looking at analyzing the existing and incoming data to make systemic changes. A real-time response is given for complaints. Since the helpline is running 24/7, we have been receiving complaints of sand theft, illegal mining, and many other complaints, which are immediately taken up with the point of contact and resolved, and also communicated to the petitioners. And this also improves the public perception of the government and the quick mechanism of redressal and overall an increase in engagement. And the helpline was started with the idea of being a very dynamic unit, wherein it can be used as a first responder in case of emergencies, in case of a pandemic or anything. And it is very dynamic in the sense that the unit can be modified to suit our needs at any particular point of time. And we also wanted to empower the women in the district to take up more jobs and be self-reliant. Hence, we only hired women employees in the helpline with the help of the district employment office. So a couple of benefits in the nascent stage, in the 1 month of implementation of this helpline we've seen, is that the accessibility has greatly improved. People have started using the toll-free number to give in their grievances and their complaints. And we have also provided them with a WhatsApp number wherein they can simply WhatsApp us any kind of an issue or any petitions, take images of it, and we immediately attend to the grievance on WhatsApp itself. And in case any other particular detail is required, the team reaches out to the petitioner and resolves them immediately. The accountability has increased as the district collector reviews the pendencies with each department and every week, and ensures that these pendencies are not lingering for more than a specified time, and so that the government officials take it up immediately and resolve the pendencies. We have also using the existing data to understand what are the insights and what are the pending pendencies, which department contributes to a lot of pendencies, to remove these pendencies so that there is a very smooth functioning. And the immediate response is apparent in the way the complaints have been coming, and also in terms of the feedback which is being given to the DC with regards to how efficient we are. And finally, the versatility is what we are looking at, wherein it can be easily, this model can be easily replicated in any other district, and also can be modified to suit the needs of that particular district. So that is what are some of the benefits which we have seen. To look at the 1 month data which we have, what we've seen as discussed regarding the feedback mechanism is that the petitions which had a bad rating, a C rating, has reduced from 70% to 31% within the first 4 weeks. And similarly, we have increased the A rating petitions from 20% to about 40%. And also any other pending petitions, this thing has also come down. So that is what we have seen as an outcome of the project. And we have also identified who are the major pendency contributing departments, and a weekly review is done wherein the DC sits with all the departments to resolve all these pendencies. So in the future, we are looking to link our social media team to monitor any kind of a complaint which is come up in the social media pages and resolve them directly, and also to monitor the high-risk pregnancies which are happening in the district, and to ensure that they have a very timely schedule of health checkups so that there are no infant mortality in the district, and also to be a very dynamic emergency which happens. That is all. Thank you so much.
Jury members.
Excellent work, sir. In fact, this is a very innovative idea you have presented. Last 2-3 slides indicate one analytics wherein you have presented the pendency or the departments which have more number of complaints.
Yes, sir.
I think there is a need to strengthen them. Either there may be some issues with them, with the department itself, or they may not be having adequate resources, personnel and all that. So there is a need to strengthen their infrastructure so that they can take up more such issues and solve the citizens.
Absolutely,
Your
sir.
last slides of analytics is very important. In fact,
Yes,
I
sir.
was thinking all the time during your presentation, there is a need for analytics, because it is not that they are not doing well. They are at their end, they are also doing their best. But sometimes the government itself is sometimes there may not be enough personals, or
Yes, sir.
they may not be having resources. So with your analytics, you can improve their infrastructure and to deliver their output. Thank you. Otherwise, excellent work. Thank you,
Thank you.
please.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, very sincere efforts, and the idea of real-time response is really good and worth replicating in other states.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.